Mr. Aiden, this is the AP Chemistry 2026 pre-response question number 3. This was the exam taken on May 5th, 2026. This is the last of the 10-point problems. This is question number 3. We were talking about nitrous acid. HNO2 is a weak acid, and you can see the Ka is 5.6 times 10 to the -4. You know it's a weak acid. We have to identify a conjugate acid-base pair, and we want to label them. So we have HNO2 as an acid, and the NO2 minus is its conjugate base right there. You could have used the H2O as a base and the H2O plus as the acid as well. But I went with the HNO2 and the NO2 minus. And then we go to part B. Part B was utilizing this Ka, and it said the solution with an initial concentration has a pH of 2.09 in pure water. So we want to calculate the H2O plus. How do we find the H2O plus? We do the algebra of pH equals negative log of the H2O plus, which is 10 to the negative of the pH. 10 to the negative 2.09 is 0.00813 molar, and that's the concentration of the H2O plus. Then they wanted us to use that H2O plus. We have 0.00813, which is the H2O plus. It's also the NO2 minus. It's a 1-to-1 ratio in X times X. So on the numerator, you have 0.00813 times 0.00813. It equals the 5.6 times 10 to the -4. You're finding the equilibrium concentration of the HNO2, which ended up being, you can see in blue, 0.118 molar. You could have also used kind of an ice chart as well. And taking a look, it starts at 0.125 molar. It went down by 0.00813 molar and found approximately the same value. I use the equilibrium expression for it because I love using equilibrium expressions. Then we wanted to calculate the Ka value at a different temperature. The different temperature determined different concentrations. You just plug that in your equilibrium expression. You have 0.0109, 0.0109 on the numerator divided by 0.114, and we get 0.00104 for the new Ka at this new temperature. They wanted to know, was this reaction endo or exothermic? Remember, when we change the temperature, it changes the K value. You can see that's clearly shown at 298. Originally, it was 5.6 times 10 to the -4. We found out that it was 1.04 times 10 to the -3. The Ka value went up. I know it looks like it kind of goes down by 5.6 to 1.04, but if you actually look at it, the first Ka value is 0.00056. The other one is 0.00104. The K actually increases. If the K increases, that means it has shifted. The reaction has shifted towards the products. That means the reaction is endothermic as temperature increases and heat is added. That is a little Le Chatelier's principle right there. Then we go to parts D, E, and F. We're doing a titration now on this acid. We're taking this HNO2 and we're titrating it with a strong base. You can see in the question it says the student titrates 35.0 milliliters of the weak acid with 0.16 molar of the strong base. We're definitely going to do an M1V1 equals M2V2. They're just setting it up for us. They gave us the titration curve. You can see it starts off at about that 2.09. And we had to add 50 milliliters to get to the equivalence point of 0.16 molar. The first thing they want to know is identify the pH at the equivalence point. The equivalence point is that 50 milliliters, but take a look at the pH. The pH is a little bit above 7, which is approximately pH of 8. And so that's what I said, the approximate pH was 8. Part E said we wanted to know the molarity of the HNO2. Remember the acid, there was 35 milliliters of it. We took 50 milliliters of the 0.16 molar. We do an M1V1 equals M2V2 calculation. The molarity of the acid was 0.23 molar originally. Then it's asked us to draw an X. This was the only buffer question on the entire free response exam. Where is the buffer a little bit more acidic? You can see the HNO2 is going to be greater in concentration than the conjugate base. So that's going to be before halfway to the equivalence point. So as long as your X was before 25 milliliters, you were good to go. I put it at 20 milliliters. You could put it at 15. You could put it at 10. I put it at 20 just before, and the reviewers are going to be good with anything before halfway to the equivalence point. Then they did a little bit of a Hess's law, but with K values, manipulating the K values. You can see they wanted this K2 equation. Take a look at the top equation. HNO2 is a reactant. HNO2 is a reactant. We're going to keep that Ka. But the second reaction, we need the OH minus as a reactant. So we have to flip that Kw. And when you flip a reaction in Ks, it's doing the reciprocal. And so it's going to be, and when you add them together, you're going to be multiplying. So the K2 is equal to Ka times 1 over the Kw. And I got 5.6 times 10 to the 10th, a very, very favorable reaction. Then the student decides to repeat the experiment, but this time, instead of using a pH meter, they use an indicator. And they want to ask you, is it good if they use methyl orange? Well, look at the pH range of the color change. 3.1 to 4.4. That's not going to do it. We want a pH color change at approximately pH of 8, which means we got to use the thymol blue. And the question was, agree or disagree? I said disagree. The best indicator is the thymol blue. Since the equivalent point was approximately pH of 8, the thymol blue will have a color change between 8 and 9.6, in which the end point is going to be very similar to the equivalence point. You could have also gone on the negative there and said why the methyl orange was not good. I went with the positive of which one was good. That was the AP Chemistry 2026 free response question number 3. Hope that helped. Take it easy. Bye.